Why is it so challenging to make the right decision? I know I want to eat healthy food, but chocolate is so good. I know I need to get that work done, but what if I just take a tiny look at my iPad? Oh, the difficulties of making the correct choices. You know those quotes that say that life is a matter of choices? That's pretty much it. Every day, every hour, and every minute, we need to make choices that will directly impact our lives. But how do we make the right ones? In this video, I'm going to talk about something called willpower fatigue and how that can affect our decision making. I'm also going to share some ways that you can set yourself up for making the correct choices. Let's go. According to most psychological scientists, willpower can be defined as the ability to delay gratification, resisting short-term temptations in order to meet long-term goals, the capacity to override an unwanted thought, feeling, or impulse, the ability to employ a cool cognitive system of behavior rather than a hot emotional system, conscious, effortful regulation of the self by the self, a limited resource capable of being depleted. Did you hear that last definition? A limited resource capable of being depleted. That's what we're going to talk about. In a research study published by the National Academy of Sciences, psychologists analyzed the causes that impact whether or not a judge approves a criminal for parole. And the results were very interesting. One of the things that most impact the judge's decision was the time of the day. At the beginning of the day, a judge was likely to give a favorable judgment about 65% of the time. On the other hand, by the end of the day, as the judge became drained for making a ton of decisions, the likelihood of a criminal getting a favorable judgment steadily dropped to zero. Another interesting finding was that after taking a lunch break, the judge would return feeling refreshed, and the likelihood of a favorable judgment would jump back to 65%. And as the time went by, the percentage of favorable judgments would fall back to zero. Therefore, this enables us to comprehend that our willpower is not a fixed quantity. As Peter Hollins says, using your willpower will deplete it, just the same as lifting weights would fatigue your muscles. The brain of a person who resists a cookie once is different from the brain of someone who has had to resist a cookie 10 times. Our willpower is a limited quantity, and we have to be careful not to drain it and let that affect our decision making. If you spend your day having to make many choices, by night you will be more likely to just sit on the couch and eat some pizza, instead of going to the gym and eating healthily. But let me tell you something, we are not doomed to live a life with almost zero willpower. There are definitely some things you can do to overcome willpower fatigue and set yourself up for good decision making. Let's take a look at some of them. Now that we have comprehended that our willpower can simply fade away, how about creating an environment in which you need to make as few decisions as possible? How about optimizing your environment to offer you the least number of temptations, so your willpower can be stored for important situations? A small change in what you are able to see can definitely impact your subsequent behavior. We can conserve our willpower by choosing what surrounds us strategically. If you are like me and want to shift your eating behaviors by quitting eating unhealthy snacks, for example, why buy them in the first place? That will only lead us to open the refrigerator and eat the snacks after a long day of work. So instead of buying the snacks and having to decide whether to eat them or not every single day, we just need to manage our willpower for a little amount of time when we are at the supermarket and not buy the snacks in the first place. If you want to do your homework, study, or work, try cleaning up your desk and leaving only the items that you truly need. Get rid of the things that can steal your attention. Put your phone in another room or in a place where you cannot see it. Just for you to understand how important our environment is in defining our attitudes, let me tell you about something I read in the book Atomic Habits. Amy Thorndike, a doctor at Massachusetts General Hospital, decided to make some changes in the hospital's cafeteria to motivate patients to eat a healthier diet. Originally, the refrigerators on the cafeteria would only contain soda. So Anne and her colleagues decided to add more water bottles to these refrigerators. They also added more baskets with water all around the cafeteria. And the result? The number of soft drink sales fell by 11.4%, while water sales increased by 25.8%. Therefore, we can see how our environment definitely affects our decision making. We can get rid of a significant number of decisions just by already planning them or making their decision process automatic. Have you heard about how Ulysses told his crew to tie him to the mast so that he wouldn't be captivated by the mermaids? He was already planning in advance. Take some time to understand the important tasks that you need to do during your day. Create a routine. Research shows that a new habit can be created in approximately 6 to 6 days. So understand what you need to do. Start doing it and create a routine from that. By building a routine, you won't have to exercise your willpower because you won't have to decide to do something. You will just do it because it has become a fixed part of your day. I have an example of my own. I planned that Tuesday would be the day on which I would write the script for my YouTube videos. And even though I don't like the act of writing very much, I do it every Tuesday because that's part of my plan. Every Tuesday morning, I don't have to decide whether or not to write, because writing scripts on Tuesday has already become a habit of mine. You can also plan your daily decisions the night before. For example, what are you going to wear to work, or if you are going to the gym the next day. I know this seems like ordinary decisions, but if you stop to think, our day is already full of these ordinary decisions. How about reducing them and saving your willpower for more important decisions? I know you guys have been skipping some meals, huh? I've got my eyes on you. Did you know that our brains represent 1/50 of our body mass, but they consume 1/5 of the calories we burn to obtain energy? An article published in 2007 in the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology pointed out 9 independent studies on the impacts of diet on willpower. In one study, researchers assigned tasks that required or did not require the use of willpower, and then they measured the participants' blood sugar levels before and after each one of the tasks. The participants who had exercised their willpower showed a significant drop in blood glucose levels. In another study, between one task and another that demanded willpower, some participants would get lemonades sweetened with sugar and some would get lemonades sweetened artificially. On the following task, those who drank the artificially sweetened lemonade committed twice as many mistakes as those who had lemonade with sugar. What we can understand from those studies is that our willpower needs to be refueled. We need to feed our mind in order to make good decisions. Foods that contain complex carbohydrates are great for supplying the energy our minds need. By eating healthily, you will not only be taking care of your physical body, but also setting yourself up for good decision making. Willpower is like a muscle. It can get fatigued. But just like a muscle, it can also be strengthened. We can change our attitudes and live a life in which our decisions get better and better every day. By using your willpower wisely, you will be able to make the most of your decisions and make consistent progress on the things that are important to you. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope it inspired you in some way. Please consider liking the video and subscribing because that will help me a lot. I'll see you in the next video. Have a lovely day or night. Bye!